Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-September 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Saggies out there. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's see what we got going here this week, my guides. Talk to me. What's going on with Saggy? And yes, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock. Let's see what we got for Sagittarius, please, my guides. What's going on for my friends? Okay, yeah, the deck is being a little specific. There we go. Okay, I feel like I've seen this for a couple other signs in recent weeks, and I feel like this is a complex card, especially because it has that big golden clock. There's little symbols of communication. There's possibly somebody waiting here. So there's a lot of archetypes for us to take a look at with this first card. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this lovely lady here. Look at her. She's sitting by the window. It looks like she's in a waiting pattern, a holding position of some sort. So for some of you, maybe you're waiting on something. Waiting to hear from somebody, waiting on results, waiting on news, waiting on something. But there's a couple of other very interesting symbols we see here. There's letters, there's birds, there's symbols of communicating. So for a lot of you, now could be a very important time for clear, honest, straightforward communication, whether you're wanting it or whether you're giving it in one way or another. But we can't not notice this big golden clock that's right at the top of this card. This represents the construct of time. Now, I personally believe that we all experience time in different ways. You know, there's some days where it feels like the day is dragging and dragging and dragging. There's some days it goes by like a snap, right? Time flies when you're having fun. So there could be time-related things in whatever situations you're going through. Maybe you feel like you've been wasting your time. Maybe you feel like you've been waiting forever. Maybe you feel like time is slipping through your fingers. You see what I mean? It has so many different possibilities, but time could be playing a factor as the card flies out of my hand, right back over here, in whatever it is you're going through. So we're just going to place it right there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote for us. Let's get you some tarot cards. I'll get you 3 in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So shuffle it up one time for Saggy. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading, which to me was positive. Okay, so whether you have been going through rough times, good times, in between times, it did feel like for a lot of Saggies, there's some very positive energy that could be moving towards you. If it hasn't hit yet, it could be coming soon. The reading was titled Big Victory Incoming. I always say victories come in all different shapes and sizes. Could be monetary, could be emotionally, could be in regards to relationships. But I did see extremely positive energy moving towards Saggy last week. So we're going to hope to keep that going. Let's get you 3 cards. And as I always say, take this how it hits for you. You know, energy is super fluid, never set in stone. And we could be looking at your vibe or someone you're linked to, right? Tarot is very interesting like that. Let's get you 3. What do we got for Saggy, please, this week? Thank you. Okay, so we got the moon showing up here right up front, huh? Interesting. The moon, the mystery, the unexpected. And this has been a common card for fire signs this week. This is going to be an intriguing one, my friends. What do we got for Saggy, please? Thank you. All right, so we have a little bit of a solid energy. 2 cards came out together. We have the King of Pentacles right here in the center, which could be very positive. It could be good, but on the very back end, we got more Pentacles. We got the 4 of Pentacles here. So there's some interesting themes I've been seeing with fire signs this week, and it's continuing here with Sagittarius. Okay, I'm going to leave those cards alone. I could mess with them all day, but let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So first look, first glance, I'll mention some of the themes I'm seeing already. Obviously, we got the 2 Pentacle cards on the back end. Could be a big focus on money, could be a big focus on work, on business. We think of the material when we see these cards. So whether you're all about your business, all about your money and Pentacles right now, Or this could represent things that are like a little slow, or things that you've been dealing with for a long time, or the home, like all that material stuff. So it's going to be intriguing to unpack that, because we also have one of the biggest cards of mystery. But I will say elementally, Sagittarius, we're looking good because we have water and we have earth. When you mix water and earth, it's usually very abundant. But let's go through one by one. Position number 1, the moon. Love this card. It's one of the more intriguing cards to me, and I'm a Pisces rising, so I love it a little extra. But this is the card that does represent the Pisces collective. So whether you're connected to one, maybe you have some placements there. I also like to give the Cancer collective a shout out with this card too. Even though it's not classically theirs, the moon is their ruling luminary. But when we see the moon, we think of similar things to the High Priestess. Personally, this is subtle energies. This could represent dreams, psychic feelings and intuitions could be running strong for a lot of you, or your empathy could be heightened to a maximum. Could be feeling a lot of different energies here. The moon is my biggest card of mystery, though. Aside from all that, aside from the subtle energies or the heightened intuition, when we see the moon, we think of something that might be hidden in one way. So we think of the unexpected, we think of the surprising, things that happen suddenly. So this could be a big card for us to clarify, like what is coming down the pipeline that we don't quite see just yet when the moon is here. Okay, if it's not a person. I mean, it could be all of the above, right? It could be a whole mixture of all those energies for all we know. Now, moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles. One thing I have to mention, the King of Pentacles has been in every fire sign reading this week. So it was in the Leo reading, it was in the Aries reading, and it felt good in those. And it still feels good to me here for you, Sagittarius. Now, you might just be connected to an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. If not, when I see the King of Pentacles, it's very similar to Empress energy. It's very similar to the Queen of Pentacles, where it is big abundance, huge abundance, big blessings, wins, victories, all that good stuff that could be coming in. This is an extremely fertile, grounded, beautiful type of energy normally. Now, all cards have challenges. All cards have aspects that we might contend with from time to time. What do we think about with the King of Pentacles? It could represent a stubborn individual. It could represent a stubborn situation or a tough situation where it's been lingering for a while and it's like running into a brick wall over and over again. This is something that's hard to move through. This is something that's hard to move from, like it's sticking around. So we'll see whether this is a tough situation of some sort. I'm not going to speculate just yet, because in the other fire signs, this King of Pentacles was very positive. But here's the difference, my friends. On the back end, you have the Four of Pentacles. Now, I view this as a neutral card. There are a lot of readers that do not. A lot of readers see this as like a warning type of card sometimes, and we'll explain why. The Four of Pentacles to me is neutral because it represents somebody who's not moving or not making any moves, not making any actions, is holding something to themselves in the positive. So let's go through some of the positives and negative. This could represent somebody that is being cautious with their money, cautious with their finances, budgeting, make sure they're not spending too much, and just being very dot the I's, cross the T's in regards to the finances. However, when we're talking about this on the emotional level, this could be somebody that has jealous tendencies. This could be someone that's a little possessive. Like this could be somebody that's holding a grudge or not letting something go. This is an immovable type of energy. Okay, in its worst case scenario, could represent an individual you're connected to that might be a little greedy. Okay, so we're not going to completely go all those different routes, but you see what I mean. We do have the unexpected in the beginning, but then these energies are a little bit stubborn, could be quite a bit stubborn as we move through the whole entire reading. So we're just going to place that Four of Pentacles there. I really want to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's shuffle it up one time and get this deck ready. And while we do, I just want to let you all know, my friends, I opened up channel memberships here on the Kyle of Cups page. So if you're interested in that, please click that join button. Watch my preview video. Click one of the links down in the description and just check it out. No pressure. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's get in on this moon card. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, moon time. Why do we got the moon? Thank you. And wasn't I saying that she has a lot of similarities, this moon card, to the High Priestess? Now we have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, something or someone is coming in hot. It will be revealed for a lot of you, whether this is revelations about yourself, revelations about certain situations. There could be things revealed to you in this time, or you could be having those aha moments when I have this High Priestess in reverse. Once again, this is very similar energy to the moon. Some slight differences. It is psychic and intuitive and all that stuff. But when I see her in reverse under a card like the moon, this is something that got past or might get past your intuition. So I would just, I don't want to say beware, just know that like you might be in for some sort of big surprise or big shock of some sort, because it might get past your intuition. Even if you have very strong intuition and keen senses, like this is some sort of big surprise or a big shock right here. Okay, whether it is an unexpected situation and you get what I'm putting down, I'm sure. Now we have all water signs in this card. In my style of reading, when I see the High Priestess, I think of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So the fact that it's in reverse here, you might be having issues with the water sign, or there could be a water sign that's like not feeling too nice, they're not feeling too kind, and they're not letting you know about it. They're trying to obscure it. So we have a whole bunch of stuff right here up front that you should really take note of in this time, Sagittarius. But for a lot of you, just know there might be some sort of surprise, or whether a situation or something that gets past your intuition, whether it's just happened or it's just coming. But I just gave you a tip about it. Let's keep moving. Let's move in on those pentacles, because that was a little bit vague, but I feel like it was meant to be vague because we got the moon and the High Priestess. Those are very mysterious, vague type of energies. So let's see if we could get a little more detail here for you. So why is the King of Pentacles here? Let's keep working our way through. Thank you. Okay, Knight of Swords in reverse, air sign energy showing up here. Okay, I was picking up something similar in the Aries reading. This is somebody that wants to either one, keep things the way they are, keep them the same, or they don't want to rock the boat. This is the energy I'm picking up in the center. Okay, whether it's you or somebody else, this person's like, yeah, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to change the status quo. It's just keep moving along as is. Like, that's a huge vibe I'm picking up. Now, the Knight of Swords generally is the fastest card in the whole entire deck. If it's not representing an air sign person you're connected to, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, in reverse, full stop. Like, this energy isn't moving. So whether this is somebody that is not rocking the boat, doesn't want problems, or doesn't want to change something up, like, it is full stop energy, especially with what we have on the back end. So maybe you are dealing with a frustrating situation. Maybe you are dealing with something where it's hard to make a little progress, okay? Because we got this on the back that we really need to look at. Maybe this mysterious energy is going to mess around with what we have going on here. Like, it's hard to tell so far. Like, I feel like for a lot of Saggies, what you're going through, there could be a lot of unknowns in this time. I'm just picking that vibe up right now. But let's move over to the Four of Pentacles. Whether this is somebody you're dealing with, like, they're giving off odd vibes. Like this, not that they're an odd person, but it's just giving off odd vibes, like mixed signals. Let's go in on that Four of Pentacles. See what's up with that. Then we'll do a quick recap. So why is that Four of Pentacles here? Page of Cups in reverse. Like, this is somebody that does want, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Or there are big communication problems. There's big miscommunications, or things like they're just not getting themselves across right. There could be big blockages in communication as well. Big misunderstanding energy right here on the back end. The Page of Cups in reverse underneath this Four of Pentacles. There might just be someone that you're not trying to talk to, or they're like, you're purposely like, yeah, I don't want to talk to that person, or there's a huge block in communication there. But once again, I'm getting that kind of like possessive vibe. Maybe there's someone who's a little possessive or jealous of you. But on the back end here, like, there are communication problems for sure. Okay, whether it's one-way communication or both ways, like, there's a lack of it and it's not happening for whatever reason. Okay, and with all the mixed signals I've been getting here, like, I'm getting lots of confusing energy. So for some of you, it could just be confusing situations, okay, where you feel like you're going around in circles. Like, I'm getting so much different stuff here. Lots of court cards. We have a lot of different signs that could be showing up. Tons of water and emotional energy as well. But that Page of Cups in reverse underneath that Four of Pentacles, there's no other way to say it. Either this person's purposely not talking, or there's someone you're purposely not wanting to speak to. And we've been having it since the very beginning, that little importance about communication or someone waiting to talk. We're kind of seeing it back here as well. All right, well, if you're waiting to talk, if you're waiting to hear from this person, like if neither of you are going to talk, it's never going to happen type of energy. Like, let's go through and do a quick recap, Sagi, because I feel like the more I read into these energies, the more scattered I'm getting, because there's a lot of miscommunication here. In position number 1, before we get into the shadow card, we have the moon with the high priestess in reverse. Like I said, whether that's realizations within you where you're like, okay, that makes sense. For a lot of you, this could be spirit saying like, hey, be ready for it. There's a surprising situation, an unexpected situation, or something that's going to pop up that could get past your intuition that you might not see coming. Moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords in reverse. Like I said, someone who is either not willing to change, they want to keep things the same, they want to keep the status quo and not make a lot of waves. Could be a very stubborn individual as well, or just a situation, a tough one, or one that's hard to progress against or work through. Getting to the back end, here we get the mixed signals coming in. We have the Four of Pentacles with the Page of Cups in reverse. Maybe there's just someone you're not wanting to speak to, or you're having big miscommunications. It's a big warning we're picking up here on the back end that people are either misunderstanding each other or there's a complete blockage, okay? But like, it's just not translating, and there's a lot of mixed signals and miscommunication. So do with that what you will, Sagi. Beware of that energy in the coming days and weeks. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. I'm going to get you a shadow card here. So let's see what's in the shadows for Sagi. Interesting reading, my friends. Lots of stuff happening here. And notice how all the clarifiers are in reverse too. I might study this spread a little more. But yeah, this is where I like to just pull a shadow card, whether it's a shadow within yourself, something you don't quite see. Maybe it'll illuminate us a little more as to what's happening in this spread. I feel like it's a nice introspective thing to do a little shadow work at the very end. So let's get you one. What do we got in the shadows? Thank you. Okay, we have the Devil, earth energy. So like I was saying, like stubborn things that are hard to move past, move on from. This energy could represent a Capricorn when we have the Devil. Now, what do we think of with this energy? Don't get too nervous about this. Of course, like protect yourself energetically. I'm not saying the devil's coming for you or anything like that. But when we have this card in the shadows, it's very common for this to be a shadow card. The Devil represents, in its basis, something that is very hard to move past from or move on through, or something that sticks around. This card could represent addictions, addictive tendencies, or just something that's very hard to shake. Now, of course, it could represent toxicity, all the things I was seeing with that Four of Pentacles. There might be someone who has like possessive or jealous issues. But when we see this in the shadows, it could be spirit asking you to run into this energy head on. Not to confront it, but at least shine a light on it and try to understand it. Try to understand the root cause of it. Whatever this devil energy represents to you, whether it's a person or a situation, understand why it's happening and get down to the root of it. Okay? If not, you might just be having issues with a Capricorn. But yes, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The September subscriber surprise. For the September subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 2 lucky winners to win 2 tarot decks completely at random. It will be a winner's choice. So if you want to get the Gilded Tarot, you could go ahead and do that. If you want the Everyday Witches Tarot, that's your choice as well. Any deck under $40 US will be given away. So if you'd like to get your name in for this one, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments which zodiac signs you get along best with. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.